Hello and welcome to your final module. This is module 12, which is all about reflection and then looking forward and discovering your next level. The first part of this module, we look back and see everything that we have done. So to review, we started with goal setting. And not just goal setting, but also understanding the why behind the goals that we want to achieve. Because this is our big motivating factor throughout 12 weeks. The program is 12 weeks because it takes a long time to create the new habits and also then to integrate them into our lifestyle. The second week, we moved slowly and we started listening to our body. And really understanding which foods made us feel more energized, which foods made us feel tired, which ones made us feel bloated, and really got a good understanding of how we reacted. The next couple of modules really focused on the food. Module 3 is all about cravings. And we're talking about physical cravings here. So again, we looked a lot at the sugars and refined starches and how they create cravings in our body through the hormone insulin. We also understood how we can control them based on our choices so that our hormones aren't controlling us in that respect. The next module is all about digestion. So any indigestion or bloating or heartburn or IBS, this is the module for you to be focusing on for that. Then we moved into a lot more mindset. With module 5, we started with emotional eating. We explained the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. Many times, especially if we've already reduced the sugars and refined starches, our cravings aren't coming from physical hunger. It's more emotional. So it's important to spend a week really thinking about that. Then we move into stress. And we all feel stress to a certain extent, but here we understood that it's more about our perceptions and less about what is going on around us in our life. It's really about how we feel about ourselves. When it comes right down to it, it's a fear of what others think of us. We're creating stress around our to-do lists and our emails. And so this module, while it takes a lot more than 1 week to address our stress, we spent the week really starting to think about what the issues are for us personally. After that, into module 7, we dove right into sleep. 2 of the biggest factors impacting our sleep are the sugars and refined starches from module 3 and the stress from module 6. So if those were your issues, then by module 7, just some small tweaks needed to be made to your morning and evening routine to eliminate the blue light, to adjust your temperature, to maybe think about how caffeine or alcohol may be playing on your sleep as well. If sleep is a chronic issue for you and at this point in the program you haven't addressed it, then you need additional help. There may be some toxic drainage that you need to do, and I would really encourage you to reach out to me or another practitioner to help you look at what needs to be done next. This is something that we can talk about on your call. Module 8, we got into hormones. So many of you were waiting for this. Hormones are a huge factor, the reproductive hormones, that is, are a huge factor for many of us in our quality of life and some of the symptoms they create. While we addressed the hormone insulin in module 3 and the hormone cortisol in module 6, we really pulled together how cortisol can impact your estrogen-progesterone balance. We learned from our speaker especially that an increase in cortisol can impact our estrogen balance because our body then makes cortisol preferentially over progesterone that reduces progesterone and creates a situation of estrogen dominance. This is something that you need to address and measure. There is important testing that you can do. And again, this is something that you can address on a call with me, and I can point you in the right direction on where you should take your next step if your hormones are still causing you issues after using the information in this module. Module 9 goes together with Module 8. It's all about detoxification. We really talk about the liver here and how we can help our body naturally detoxify and process everything that we put at it. This also is super important to balance your hormones, so those modules go together. Detoxification, again, is really important if you have a chronic sleep issue. So modules 7, 8, and 9 go together as a package in that way. Module 10, we talked all about creating energy. Again, at this point, we've addressed some of the important issues, but here we introduce some new information about the thyroid and also the types of movement that you want to be doing. Finally, last week, Module 11, we embraced limiting beliefs. These are things that you may not be aware are going on in your subconscious and controlling 95% of the actions that you take. Even though we're thinking that we want a certain thing, we may be self-sabotaging due to limiting beliefs. And these things can be really hard to identify, so don't skip this module. Go through the questions and see what you can bring up. We also had a great demonstration on using emotional freedom technique or tapping to help us through this process. Now we get to this week, where we're going to see where we're at. We've looked back at where we've come from and what we've done. And now we want to assess where we're at now so we know the next steps we want to take. So completing the self-awareness checklist, similar to last week, just go through it. You don't need to spend a ton of time. Write down the first thing that comes to you with all the questions. Then make sure you complete the Wheel of Life exercise. Again, this isn't about creating a perfect 10 circle. It's about balance in your life. So wherever you're at, if you see a few dips in a couple of areas on the Wheel of Life, those are the ones you want to focus on first. So make sure you've had a look at that and completed that, and then we will have our personal one-on-one calls so I can help guide you in what your next best steps will be. Also in this module is a place for you to record some of your more objective as well as subjective measurements. So measurements in terms of weight and in body size, but also about your stress levels and some other subjective measurements that you ranked from 1 to 10 initially and then in the middle of the program. So see where you're at there, and that's another thing that we can talk about on your final call. The meal plan. Yes, this week comes with another meal plan, and this is a great one to take you through long term. If you find some recipes in here that you love, keep using them. This meal plan is called the Paleo Pump Up Program. So it eliminates all those sugars and refined starches, but it keeps some of those slow absorbing carbohydrates in more starchy vegetables. You also keep some fruits, but it eliminates the grains and the legumes. So use this meal plan, enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you in the group on our next and final Q&A call, and also on your personal calls. It is my goal to help you get where you want to be. This is the intention, my intention for you for this program. I want to help you get to your next step. So please book your call. And also, I would love your feedback. In this final email is a place for you to provide feedback for me so that I can improve the program and help even more people in the best way possible. So thank you very much for your participation and for your feedback, and I look forward to speaking with you on your final call and ongoing in the group. I will keep the Facebook group open for any questions that you have beyond the program. And as other groups are going through the program, you can remain there and participate and even do the program again alongside them. Wellness is not a destination, it's a journey. It's about continuing the process. So I am looking forward to enjoying an ongoing relationship with you and with the group. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week, and I will speak to you soon.